Now, I will say this, there is a social fitness dogma out there right now against older adults squatting, doing deadlifts, bench presses, overhead presses, barbell movements, and because they are deemed unsafe. Well, again, we go back to hey gang, welcome back to Mark's 60 plus fitness journey. Okay, so recently I uploaded a video short entitled Should Older Adults Lift Weights? You may have seen it. If not, go check it out. In that video, I cited a study, one of many studies one can find, regarding and discussing the benefits that older adults can reap from resistance training, lifting weights, getting stronger. And in that video, I inferred, possibly, that the only way to meet that goal for older adults to get stronger is to use barbell compound movements, such as deadlifts, which is an example of a lift I was using in that video. And that elicited a valid comment from one particular viewer that I would like to use as a springboard for a discussion regarding this very topic. And this comes from Thomas Burke. And Thomas, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for the comment, and I hope you don't mind me using it as a discussion point here, because it's very valid. But Thomas said, yes, but not deadlifts, squats, bench press, instead cables, machines, bands, and dumbbells. Using the time under tension method is much safer and very effective when proper technique is used. Now, can't disagree with that, but that's a counterpoint to the dumbbell, the barbell compound movement type of approach. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I'm biased towards using barbell compound movements for strength in particular. For example, deadlifts. I'm a big fan of deadlifts. Squats, and in my case recently, front squats, bench presses, and even overhead presses, that type of thing, barbell rows. Now, the counter to that is there are other options, as Thomas mentioned here, machines being primarily the first thing someone would think of. So let's start with the premise that we have a 70-year-old male that has been sedentary his whole life, wants to get stronger, wants to improve his overall health, wants to gain some muscle mass, wants to improve his bone density, he wants to improve his balance, he wants to improve his metabolic health. And again, the consensus is that strength training is a very valid way of doing that. So what should this 70-year-old do? Should he participate in barbell compound movements exclusively, or should he gravitate towards machines and cables and maybe resistance bands and calisthenics? Well, there's no definitive yes-no answer to that, either one way or the other. And I would like to start with first saying that if you are brand new and you had been sedentary for a lengthy time, maybe your whole life, and you want to get into a strength training program, one needs to find a coach or a trainer that is qualified to teach you how to do these movements, whether it be a barbell squat or a machine leg press. It's hard for someone that has never done this to get into this and be able to do and learn these movements safely, effectively, and be efficient at them. So first and foremost, get a coach or a trainer that's qualified to help. And second, I would say the one option to consider is accessibility. Do you have access to a gym? Or do you have access and the wherewithal to hire a coach or a trainer? That's another thing that's kind of a limiting factor. But let's say you have access to a gym and you have access to a coach and trainer, and you go to this gym. Most likely this trainer is going to start you out very slowly, and he's going to ease you into the program. He's going to start you out at a very low level and get you stronger progressively over time, patiently, safely, and efficiently. Probably with machines. Now, I will say this, there is a social fitness dogma out there right now against older adults squatting, doing deadlifts, bench presses, overhead presses, barbell movements, and because they are deemed unsafe. Well, again, we go back to getting a qualified trainer, a qualified coach that will engage you in the proper technique, the proper way to do this, the way to safely jump into a strength program. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I am a big proponent of barbell compound movements. I do deadlifts, it's one of my favorites, and front squats is my preferred squat movement at the moment, barbell rows, bench presses, that type of thing. But that's not the exclusive content of my workout program. That's probably only 40%, maybe 50%. The rest of it is, indeed, machines, dumbbells, cables, that type of thing, because there's benefit in both. Now, on an abstract level, this is just my opinion, the barbell compound strength movements like deadlifts, squats, bench presses are focused on a strength component. It's going to make you stronger, and certainly you will develop more muscle mass as you get stronger and are able to lift more and more weight. But on the other side, if you're talking about machines, cables, that type of thing, those are generally considered more useful when trying to develop muscle, hypertrophy type movements. So those benefits are there too. And again, if you are able to improve your muscle mass using machines and cables and dumbbells, you're also going to improve your strength. So there you go. Barbells, strength with the added benefit of muscle mass. Machines, cables, dumbbells, muscle mass with the added benefit of strength. So you can't go wrong either way. Honestly, I think the biggest factor, the biggest thing that we need to consider here for anyone, an older adult in particular, that has been sedentary for a long time, that wants to get into a fitness / strength program, is just taking the step. Don't worry about the how, just worry about finding someone that can introduce you into the fitness program. And it's going to be daunting, it's going to seem overwhelming, and over a period of time as you're taught and coached, you'll learn that, well, first of all, you can do it. You'll learn that you can get stronger as you age, you can add muscle as you age, you can improve your bone density, your bone health, your metabolic health. All of that stuff can be improved with strength training, whether it be barbell approach or a machine cable approach, either way. But the important thing is to start, to jump into it and know you can, and know you can do it safely, and not be daunted by folks in your world that don't really have a lot of experience in the gym or the fitness world. Don't let them tell you you can't do it, you'll get hurt. It's just the opposite of that. If you engage in a strength program, you're going to get stronger, which will probably reduce the risk of getting hurt. Even if you do fall after you make yourself stronger, the possibility that you'll be able to get back up is higher. The possibility that if you do get injured, you can recover from it. So those are just some of the benefits of starting a strength program. I don't want to talk about that right now. I just want to talk about which is the best way to do it. And as I said, I use a combination of both, and there are certainly two sides to this, and there's maybe some gray area in the middle, but some folks are either barbell compound only or machine only. I want to say the preponderance of us are somewhere in the middle there with a mixture. Again, I just wanted to open this up for discussion. I'd like to hear what you folks think about this, and in particular in the thinking about it in the sense of older folks getting into strength training from a ground zero approach. What do you think is the best way to do it? Is it safe to use barbell compound movements? Or is it safer or preferable to jump into machine, cables, dumbbell type work? Just curious. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So hit the comments with your 2 cents worth, and maybe how you got into strength training after 50, 60, 70 years old or older. I'd love to hear it. These discussions are always interesting to me. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. And as I said, we all have our own different points of view on this, different physical capabilities, different limitations. All that stuff plays into what we ultimately end up with. But the thing is, if you can, hire a coach or a trainer and start from there and learn it and know that you can. That's the biggest step you can make. It'll be the biggest, most valuable asset you'll have in older age is your strength and your muscle mass and your improved balance, your improved metabolic health. All of that stuff are things you can't necessarily put a dollar value on. So don't worry about the how, just worry about starting. Find a coach or a trainer and get into it. You'll be glad you did. Now, if you do me the favor, while we're here, of hitting that like button before we sign off, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, hit that notification bell, and if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We'd love to have you here, small but growing group of people here, and you're more than cordially invited. So hit that subscribe button before you sign off, and leave some comments of your opinion. And with that, I'll say, till next time, go get 'em. Mark out.